I figured it would probably be a good idea to give my Hearthlings a little bit of time to do a couple of things between the previous episode and this one, and I'd like to think I was right. I've gone ahead and let them build the second house in its entirety. I've also gone ahead and built some stairs, which I think look, well, I mean, they're stairs. They're about as good as they're going to get. They're, well, stairs. I took away the ladder that used to be over here as well, so they actually have to use those stairs at this point. And I've also been looking into a couple of little things with regards to having a trapper. We have 2 trapping areas at this point, which is fantastic news, so that's going to be another source of food. And what we also have is the means to go ahead and get ourselves a blacksmith. We have a furnace and we have a crucible, both of which I want to place because I want to start having some fun with a blacksmith. So the furnace can go there. The crucible is going to go, I guess, there. And that should be absolutely fantastic. We're not going to be worrying too much about the cloth merchant coming in there. But we'll go ahead and place those because I do want to have a little bit of fun with some blacksmithing. I've already gone ahead and queued up a bunch of ingots to be made, which is going to take some time because we don't, in fact, have things like, well, we don't have a lot of copper ore, we don't have a lot of tin ore, and we don't have a lot of, iron or anything else really, so it's going to take a little bit, is what it's going to do. It is going to take a little bit to get us there. We do have the means to bring in another Hearthling, though, which honestly, I don't think we're going to do yet. I do want to do it in the near future, but just not quite yet. I'm also thinking it might not be a bad idea to maybe get a copper spoon for a cook just to improve their work a little bit. I'm also looking at the iron pick because that's going to let us promote a Hearthling into a miner. I am going to craft one of those when I get an opportunity to do so. We can also get things like steel picks and master picks, which will again be a little bit better for miners. They can be equipped by miners. They're a main hand thing. The solid gold weight on this axe makes it cut through rock like a fish through water. That sounds fantastic to me. That sounds like a very good thing. We've also got this right here, the iron hoe, which I would assume is going to be more efficient. An iron chisel for masons, a steel hammer. Essentially, we can upgrade a lot of our different workers with a lot of different things, which is fantastic news. So that is something I really do want to get into, hopefully in the not too distant future. While we're looking at that, I'm also thinking it probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and try to maintain things like boiled mushrooms, try and maintain things like bug meat, kebabs. We could try to maintain fried eggs if we really wanted to. I just want to try and make an effort. I don't think we have a stone oven at the minute, so we're going to get one of those as well. We can also get ourselves a copper brewery, which I want to get my hands on too. Basically, I want to try and do my best to start maintaining levels of food because it's not actually been all that good. We've not really been doing too great with actually maintaining food. So let's go ahead and keep this mining operation going. We do need to keep going down into the ground until we get to a point where we start regularly getting ores and all that stuff. That's going to be really, really important for the blacksmith to keep doing their work. So hopefully isn't going to take too long to get ores and all that, but I'm not going to hold my breath because honestly, we're pretty deep into the ground and we're not getting much. We're really not getting much. We can keep going down here, and truth be told, I don't know how far down we're going to need to go. But I assume at least another little bit, and hopefully we'll start striking ores. I mean, we can see them in the cliff faces. We've got coal veins, we've got copper veins, we have iron veins, we have all sorts of different veins up in the cliff faces, and maybe that's the point of the Highlands map. Maybe that's the whole idea, is that in fact instead of digging down you need to dig up into the cliff faces, but I'm gonna hold off. I'm kind of enjoying not knowing every detail of the mods that I'm using. I'm sure there's some of you watching that are well aware of what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing, and I'm sure there's comments being left and all that stuff, and I am going to read them. I will say at the minute I'm recording this episode before the first episode has even gone out, so apologies, I'm not going to be able to respond to comments right away, but I will be getting around to them in the not too distant future, and I will be, basing some stuff on your feedback. So do keep that coming in. I do appreciate any and all feedback, especially if it is if it's constructive. If it's just gonna be like, hey, so StoneHearth, so I just want you to know, there, fella, just thought you should know that you're an idiot. That's not constructive. Is all I'm saying. It's I can see why you might think it is, but it's not. So just keep that in mind. If it's constructive criticism, if you know I'm doing something dumb, then I will do everything I can to address it and make it right. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, point is, we've got our houses, we've got our mine going quite nicely, we've got a trapper, we've got a blacksmith. I'm hoping we can start doing good stuff with the blacksmith. I really am. I'm also hoping, obviously, we can start doing some good stuff with the cook. I think what I'm going to do is actually throw these two things up at the top there, because I would like to start brewing things. I'm not going to lie, I would like to start brewing things. I think that'd be kind of fun. I'm also going to go ahead and craft this up as soon as I possibly can, too, to improve things a little bit there. If we get ourselves a herbalist, we can improve their crafting speed, which is kind of fantastic as well. The cook has just leveled up, so does that mean we have new things in here? We just get Trapper level 4 as well. I assume we do have new things in here. We've got, what is this? A keg of fruit spirit. Interesting. So if we get a copper brewery, we can make that. A distilled, moderately strong alcoholic beverage from fruits. Okay. What does this do? So consuming applies good time and also applies lightheaded. Crafting takes longer, has less chance of producing high quality items. The Hearthling is less menacing to enemies, and the Hearthling will want to engage in conversations and sleep a lot more than usual. Interesting. So 16 servings, though. That seems kind of fun. I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to say maintain, I don't know, 3 of those. And I'm wondering if I have to place the keg, because that would be kind of cool, but I really don't know. Let's see here. So stone oven. We already have one of these? I'm an idiot. It's a stone oven right there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We'll go ahead and place the brewery, which can go, I'm thinking over here. We'll go ahead and place a brewery right there, just sort of around the corner from everything. We do have these small pasture beddings as well, which I haven't placed yet. They are for animals to sleep on, I guess, but we don't actually have any pastures. We need a farmer for that. Oh, food is actually up a little bit too. Okay, well, I'm going to keep declining new Hearthlings for the time being, because I think for 1, I'd want to build another house for them, and for 2, I just don't think we need a bunch more Hearthlings yet. I'd like to get to a point where we're pretty successful, we're doing pretty well for ourselves, and if we want more Hearthlings, we can just get them day after day after day, because we're doing really well for ourselves. I don't think there's any rush to bring in a whole host of Hearthlings just yet. Now the good news is the brewery has been placed, and I assume is actually, yeah, there we go, keg of fruit spirit is being brewed. Do I have to place it? Because that would be kind of cool. So the keg of fruit spirit has been done. What are you doing? Eating a plate of cherries. Okay. So is that something I have to place? It doesn't seem like it is. So it's just something that's there that they can drink. So if I make a bunch of kegs of fruit spirit, essentially what I'm doing is creating a situation where, so Bjorn here is about to get a little drunk. Is what he's going to be. Interesting. So yeah, he's a little bit drunk right now. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. All right, I'm going to regret that. The good news is as well, we do have some practice swords lying around. We do have the Weaver's Spindle. So let's take a little look here. We only have 2 workers. I didn't realize that. We could have one of them become a weaver. I don't think I want to do that. I don't know that we need any of the... Maybe Magnus could become a footman? I think I'm going to do that since Magnus has a body stat of 6, which seems like a pretty solid way to do things. So there we go. So Magnus is now level 1 footman. I wonder if we, considering we only have 2 workers, maybe we should bring in more Hearthlings. Maybe we'll bring in Hearthlings up until we have 10 of them. Which kind of makes me think that maybe what we do in fact need to do is go in here, grab another one of these guys, and place it down. Which I think has a gap of 3. So if we were to go here, let's try and get this to line up real nicely. 1, 2, 3, so place it there. I think we're going to need to do that. So let's go ahead and say build. And it's probably going to take a little while for that to get constructed. But we can either go up to 10 Hearthlings, or we can go up to, I don't know, I guess 12, really. We're going to have 4 more beds. So I suppose it's not going to hurt. And it's going to keep them busy, too. And I think that's going to look kind of cool, having those 3 houses along there. So I think they might end up staying. And then in terms of other structures, I actually want to go through here real quick because we have got some stuff for the Northern Alliance. We have a cook's kitchen, we have a dining hall, mason's workshop, etc., etc. We do have blacksmiths that come with this. We have carpenters that come with this. We have got kind of a nice dining hall too, which honestly, we have a mason's thing as well, multi-houses, which we've been using, tiny houses. We have warehouses. I think I'm going to place a dining hall. I kind of want to see what it looks like. It's a really nice building, actually, by the looks of it. Yeah, it's really nice. So, I think we do it. I think we throw a dining hall in here somewhere, like over this way, perhaps, sort of on this cliff here. So we could go like this with it, and then one, a couple sort of out from the wall, 2, 3, 4. So put a dining hall there. I think that would look kind of interesting. I do really think that would look kind of interesting. So I think we might do that. Let's go ahead and say build. Let's just do it. I'm not really too worried about it getting built right away, but I think a dining hall will certainly cheer my Hearthlings up a little bit. What we can do is throw a ladder there, and then throw a ladder there, and that's how they can get up and down to that dining hall. We have a box of bins coming by. We have a small wooden barrel. We have all that kind of stuff. We don't really have anything we can sell right now. I guess we could sell the bedrolls. Get ourselves a little bit of money there. We could sell this since we don't really need it. And in terms of invaders approaching, we actually do. We have our footmen out there dealing with it though, so we're kind of okay. Daily updates here. Let's go up to 9 Hearthlings, which seems like a pretty solid bet. We have Luna Gunner arriving, which is lovely. We also had Ronia return during the break between the last episode and this one. So Ronia appears at the edge of the camp, smiling, arms spread to encompass all that has been built since her last appearance. "Stars bless your learnings," she whispers. "Shall I hear your tales?" She taps her brooch. "The library is pleased with your progress." She bends and touches the stones of your hearth. "Now it is time to choose the beacon that will represent your settlement." Her voice takes on a gravely cadence. "Teacher Sid saw the hearths as earthly stars, lighting our knowledge of the world. Since the time we turned our backs on the phoenix, they have burned to show the heavens we know our place in the cycle of hearth." She awaits for the appropriate response. "Valen teaches that a home is a bulwark against the elements. A place to find succor and friendship. The hearth of cheer draws together all who seek to create a warmth that no blizzard can dissipate. A hearth of the makers is for those who believe that a house is a place of learning and creation, and that the things we build are best traded so we may all grow wise." together. At last, the hearth of glory reminds us that to survive in the farthest reaches, we must hone our bodies and our minds to their utmost, for anything less is to fall prematurely into the cold. Ronia concludes, cheer, makers and glory. The choice of your path lights the way for all who follow you. In Valen's wisdom and under the auspices of Fern, Nut, and Siv, we choose the Hearth of Cheer will boost daily morale net worth. Boost daily update net worth based on the overall morale of the citizens. Meh. Generate 5% daily interest on any gold coins we have. And allow the summoning of increasingly difficult enemies. I don't really care for the glory one. The Makers one is interesting. The Makers one is definitely interesting. Boosts daily update net worth based on gold coins. Generate 5% daily interest. Each day brings a new random buff. I'm going to go with the Hearth of Cheer. Is what I'm going to do. Because I've never really done the Hearth of Cheer thing before. We need them to be merry. We need prepared food. It's going to be a little tricky, but I think we can do it. I do honestly think that we can go for the Hearth of Cheer and that we can make that work for us. So hopefully that is a thing that will actually happen and actually work out, and hopefully all my slow reading in that sort of tone where everything sounds all serious. Hopefully that actually ends up being worth it, because that's a lot of reading. That's been most of the last these few episodes thus far, hasn't it? As well as looking down into this tunnel and thinking, one of these days I'm going to hit something that's actually useful down here. But until then, we're just going to keep digging the way we have been. So there we go. We'll dig out another couple of layers, get that all done. That chicken is having a great time. Daily update. We don't have the food, we do have the net worth, so I guess we're going to wait for that. Also interesting that this is, I guess, underway. We should probably get a warehouse too, thinking about it. Let's go ahead and say harvest all of this and harvest that as well. What is this? Daisies, okay. Okay, Brahm has just achieved a new title. I'm sorry? He's a prolific crafter. Interesting. So he is. Okay, I guess Brahm has been doing most of the work for everything thus far, given that everything's largely built out of stone. So fair enough. I mean, well done to Brahm, I suppose. Well done there. Now, in terms of other things, we're going to need a blacksmith's anvil. And we need an iron ingot for that. So I'm going to queue that up because we do need a blacksmith's anvil. We're going to need a blacksmith's kiln, I suppose. So we'll queue that up as well. There's also enhanced anvils and enhanced furnaces and all that stuff. But at some point, we need a carpenter's saw. So I'm going to queue that up as well, so that we can get our hands on a carpenter at some point. 7 practice swords for 3 wooden garden lanterns. I'm okay. I don't really care for any of that, to be totally honest with you. So we're just not going to bother. Trapper level 5 has been achieved. What does that mean? Toothier traps? Okay. Let me try creating another trapping area just here. Can I? So you need level 6 for big game. Okay, so we're not going to bother with that then. I do eventually want to get another trapping area in there though, because the trapper is doing pretty good for us, which is lovely, to be honest. It's nice, having multiple sources of food. It makes a nice change. What are you missing and complaining about? So stone chests, window frames, tables, etc., etc. Let's just pause construction on that, I guess. And it's going to flash red. It's going to do whatever it needs to do. But we'll keep it paused for the time being. We'll come back to it. And we'll let them build this. Because at the minute, we are actually going to have a hearthling that has nowhere to sleep, which is not exactly ideal. Now, blacksmith level 3 has just been achieved, which means that the carpenter's saw can be made, but also the engineer's wrench. So let's queue up one of those as well, which is actually going to need, well, iron as well, which is fair enough. Steel, on the other hand, I mean, yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting that anytime soon, but that's all right. What is this? A cast iron holder. Okay, supply bins and all that stuff. There's the vault. Pretty sure we've had that before. We've had a couple of those in some of our previous StoneHearth series. 256 items. Pretty useful, honestly. Although on top of that, I still really want to, that reminds me. I mentioned the warehouse, didn't I? So we'd be looking at this one, which has some storage outside as well, which is lovely. I'm very tempted by this. I'm going to be honest. I think a warehouse right there would be kind of interesting. A lot of storage space around it. There's doors on almost all sides, which kind of has me thinking that maybe it doesn't go there. Maybe the warehouse goes elsewhere. I don't know where it would go, but I'm not sure having... Well, I don't know. I guess... You know what? I'm going to say build it. I'm going to say build it, but I'm going to say pause it, because we don't need it immediately. And then in here, we don't have the food. We do have the net worth, so we're going to be waiting on that. We really need a farmer, is what we need. We need a carpenter, so we can get a farmer's hoe, and then we need to get a farmer so we can actually start, well, farming. Because the cook is doing all right, and we're getting these berries, and we're getting all sorts of things, but I think the farmer is what's going to really set us apart here in whatever this town is called, because I've completely... No, not multiplayer. What's it called? Astoros. That was it. I can't believe I forgot that. I was quite proud of that name, wasn't I? I know it was randomly generated, but I looked at it, I'm like, that's a good name. Good old Astoros. It's got like a thing to it. It's got like a pronunciation. Astoros. You know, get a little bit of that going on. Yeah, that's what it is. Good old Astoros. Mining isn't actually happening right now. That's interesting. Let's have a little look at our list. Everyone is set up to do things. You are miserable. Oh my god, what is wrong with you? You're hungry, your meal was raw, dreary dining, ugly aesthetics, bland meal? Wow, okay. Okay, didn't realize how miserable everyone was. Well, we're getting a dining hall at some point. So not everything's terrible, I guess. You know, it's gonna take a while to build it, but we're getting there, and that's gotta count for something, right? That's probably gonna count for something. Maybe we resume building the dining hall and pause construction on this house. Maybe that would be a better idea. That way we can actually get them to sit and eat somewhere rather than sitting around outside being miserable. Although, thinking about it, I'm an idiot. I sold all of the chairs that we had. We could make more of them. We could, if we really wanted to, go ahead and make, wherever they are in here, the stone benches. We could make a bunch of those. We could craft up, I don't know, let's say 10 of them, and then go ahead and say, you know, eat on those. Go ahead and eat on the stone benches. We'll put them outside of the buildings, outside of the houses, outside of the dining hall, outside of wherever, by the workplaces, by the storage. We could do that, and then actually give them places to sit and eat. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I've not really played any management games, so sitting down to play this is my first time sitting down to play almost any management game in probably about 2 months. I did play some Cities Skylines on the live stream a couple of weeks ago. I attempted Biffa's Panic Challenge, but I haven't tried like a colony survival / management game in months. So you're gonna have to forgive me if I start forgetting some of the obvious things, because it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna take a minute, but I'll get there. That's the important thing. I will, you know, I'll get there, and we'll figure it out. Now we'll let these guys go ahead and build the dining hall. Hopefully getting it done in a good amount of time. And I guess we should maybe also go ahead and say that the chairs, maybe moving those benches up to be a priority for the, what's the word, mason. Why couldn't I remember the word mason? Anyway, moving those up to be a priority for the mason, probably not a bad idea. That way we can go ahead and say, let's place one, say, ooh, hello. Sorry, I have been sitting, I've been sitting with my legs crossed on my chair and my left leg's just started tingling. Sorry, completely professional of me. Oh, wow, hello. Oh, no. The goblin with the fancy hat is here. Oh, boy. You got supplies? Wait, no, that's not a goblin. That's more like an ogre / an orc. Oh, no. Oh, no.
So I hear you have supplies. We take, we good. We have understanding. You give us 1 daisy flower and 48 hunks of limestone.
Sure. Why not? We'll satisfy the goblins.
Me back soon for stuff. Better have it. Oh, no good for you, little halfling.
Sure, there's your things. That's all right. We ain't got no beef, fella. Ain't no bad blood here, yo. Ain't nothing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. All right? A home slice? Nice.